Hello and a warm welcome to the national news on Star Television, Channel 21. We're broadcasting live across the country from our Media One Center studio here at number 3 Mama Street, Brookfields in Freetown. I am Yessi Ernest Holloway. First, the headlines. The Bank of Sierra Leone has signed a memorandum of understanding with the Financial Intelligence Unit aimed at collaborating effectively in the implementation of currency regime and the Anti-Money Laundering Act.
We have agreed to jointly conduct on-site examinations in compliance with the provisions of the acts that govern us.
The President Integrated Solutions Africa Group's Raphael Israel has started a $60 million United States project that is intended for the development of the agricultural sector, will not only present a huge opportunity to address youth unemployment in the country, but will enhance trade facilitation within the Mano River Basin and the European markets.
We create a company after serving so many years in your country, and I am here 25 years, and obviously I have a lot of knowledge and experience about.
The Honorable Member of Parliament for Constituency 129, Emmanuel Saido, has donated bags of cement and strips of sand to community stakeholders of Tengbe Town.
Better, because they consider our own community as a deeper community. So the people they grip this project, they appreciate them so much.
And in sports, the male side of the Sierra Leone Basketball Association will face their Guinean counterparts in an international friendly on February 14th in the Guinean capital, Conakry, according to the head coach of the team, Alhaji Arun Sise. Those were the headlines. Now for the news in detail. The Bank of Sierra Leone has on Monday, 1st February 2021, signed a memorandum of understanding with the Financial Intelligence Unit that is aimed at collaborating effectively in the implementation of the currency regime and the Anti-Money Laundering Act. Alusain Abubakar Bangura reports.
The Director of Financial Intelligence Unit, David Bobo, has said the Memorandum of Understanding is to strengthen the existing relationship between the two institutions in the fight against money laundering, noting that the partnership will be used to determine whether money flowing in or out of the country is clean, thereby assisting Bank of Sierra Leone through their monetary regulation rule with information that will effectively assist their operations by identifying the trend in especially illicit money flows.
To deliver a statement on this occasion marking the signing of a renewed MOU. Okay, this is not the first MOU, we had one before, which lapsed in 6 months. And since then, we've been battling to have a new one, and luckily we have one today. We're having this MOU with the Central Bank, which we recognize as the primary regulator for the banking sector as well as the other financial institution sector, which under that rubric we have the Bureau de Change, we have the microfinance institutions, you have all of these community banks, and so on and so forth. Collaboration, in my view, among agencies has always proven to be crucial in preventing and countering abuse of financial systems globally. The MOU we are about to sign is significant in demonstrating our joint commitment to enhancing the safety, stability, and integrity of the financial system in Sierra Leone. Money laundering and terrorist financing, which provides of financial institutions on a regular basis, and in case of material events or changes in the activities of the supervised entities. We know that banks and other financial institutions undertake high volume and high speed financial activities, thus susceptible to criminal activity. This therefore calls for strict enforcement of compliance on anti-money laundering and counter-financing obligations. The unit, under my leadership, will appreciate the necessity of close coordination and consistency to accomplish the objective of the provisions of the anti-money laundering and combating the financing of terrorism financing of 2012 as amended.
The bank governor, Professor Kelfala Kalon, expressed gratitude and willingness to partner with Financial Intelligence Unit in addressing issues around money laundering, monitoring and sensitization on financial issues in the country. He used the platform to call for public support in fighting against money laundering and other financial crimes by assisting with information leading to the arrest of individuals engaged in money laundering.
Performance of the duties granted us under the Act to perform in the country. And so when we pass it on to you, regardless of what your act says, we trust that you will obey Section 18 of the Bank of Sierra Leone Act number 2019. I'm sorry. So we are signing this memorandum with the understanding that any information received from us under this MOU shall be treated in the strictest of confidence. We also know that for the purposes of ascertaining compliance by financial institutions and any other things under our purview or any laws under our purview, we have agreed to jointly conduct on-site examinations in compliance with the provisions of the acts that govern us, or any other law, directives, or guidelines. We understand, both sides, that the MOU shall be subject to review after 6 calendar months from the date of execution thereof, and that the joint examination of financial institutions and currency exchange bureaus contained in this MOU shall end by express mutual agreement between the two parties.
David Bobo, however, reaffirmed government's commitment to working with its development partners, including the Intergovernmental Action Group Against Money Laundering in West Africa and the European Union in the development of an effective AML or CFC regime, and to provide the support needed to make the country meet the standard compliance criteria set out in the Financial Action Task Force 40 recommendations. For Star News in Freetown, compiled by Abdurrahman Kamara, read in our studios by Ramatu Kamara.
The president of the Integrated Solutions Africa Groups, Raphael Israel, has said the $60 million United States project that is intended for the development of the agricultural sector will present a huge opportunity to address not only the youth unemployment in the country, but will also enhance trade facilitation within the Mano River Basin and the European market through the supply of fresh farm eggs, poultry integration and rendering plant. Raphael Israel spoke to Abdurrahman Kamara on the project's proposition in this interview.
Great to have you on Star Television.
Thank you very much. Appreciate your visit.
Yeah. First off, let's have a general information on the Integrated Solution Africa, otherwise known as ISAGO.
We create a company after serving so many years in your country, and I am here 25 years, and obviously I have a lot of knowledge and experience about the need of Sierra Leone and the people, and I want really to do something that's going to benefit the life of Sierra Leone people, and we decide to concentrate in what's really have as impact to the people, and the big knowledge that we have in Israel, and we want to brought that here. It's agriculture. Now, agriculture it's a sector that we choose because the benefit that Sierra Leone have. It's a country with a very good temperature. No limit of land. The labor is very low, and you have no limit of water. You are very close relatively to Europe. When Europe is frozen, we believe that in large scale of agriculture, you can supply that supply them a lot of agriculture product and to benefit the economy of Sierra Leone. It seems that it's huge, but if you want really to have impact, you need to do something in national scale. Because in the end, what we face in this country, that everything it's importing. So, and what unfortunately many times we saw that the product who arrived here, special chicken, it arrived rotten, and the people lost confidence about the quality of the product. And we decide to produce something that the people of Sierra Leone, it will be the product of the people of Sierra Leone for the people of Sierra Leone. Now, that scale of $60 million, although it seems that it's a lot of money for country, it's not so much money, because what we want to create, it's enough production of eggs that can provide the solution for protein for the people of Sierra Leone. Today, the consumption of eggs for the people of Sierra Leone, it's about 40 eggs per person per annum, and the consumption in the Western country reaching 320 eggs per person. So we have big gap to reach that level of 320. So we decided the first phase, it will be a farm of 720,000 chickens, producing approximately $200 million, and the money need to be, because we know that one of the problems of the government of Sierra Leone, it's lack of money. So we decide to bring the money from Israel and to pay through loan that the government of Sierra Leone going to take to provide this project.
The Honorable Member of Parliament for Constituency 129, Emmanuel Saido, has donated bags of cement and strips of sand to community stakeholders of Tengbe Town and the Congo Town in a bid to contribute towards community development and also rehabilitate the damaged bridge that links both communities. George Elliott Sam has the details.
The Honorable Member of Parliament of Constituency 129, Honorable Emmanuel Saido Conte, has donated bags of cement and strip of sand to community stakeholders of Tengbe Town and Congo Town in a bid to contribute to community development and also to rehabilitate the collapsed bridge that links between Tengbe Town and Wilberforce. According to the Honorable Member, Emmanuel Saido Conte, the donation is to continue its developmental activities within his constituency, as he stated that the road network within the constituency is something not good to write home about. And also, the donation is also part of the promise he has made to his constituents.
Well, I want to just lay the emphasis on the most pressing needs of the community. We have not made commitment to win our water. Most areas get water now. And the other one, this challenging one, we are the road network, now this part of the constituency. We are White Stick, Beckley Lane, and White Stick Nelson Lane. Previously, as you see outside the project stop, this road not be accessible for vehicular traffic, it not be accessible for keke or bike. The people they suffer too much for letting come up here. So ambulance facility will not be able to make them. Even the water tank will be, bows are not able to claim up here. So if we get buried, ambulance will able to come for cancer people. So during the meeting, then we resolve say, make us support the effort of do this road construction. We don't begin last year. If you look, that's how we stop. We don't do almost 65%. That is now the lower part left where one can commit himself today. We don't bring about 150 bags cement today. We don't bring 3 double trip sand, and the stone cells are available. And by the grace of God, Monday, the work will continue, so will be stopped. They welcome this initiative because it has been a long dream for them. whether somebody go take the challenge or do this kind of road rehabilitation. You know, government now, as I can always say, not get premium or priority in a 10 better because they consider our own community as a deeper community. So the people they grip this project, they appreciate them so much. Now make if you come now we go begin, you see the big one they come, the small one they all go join. The labor aspect, now the contributing factor of the community, what they say they give to this project. So I'm pretty sure by the completion of this project, it will be a big boom for them. But for now, they appreciate them.
Community stakeholders of Constituency 129 thank the Honorable Member for his continuous support towards them in the area of development.
But we thank God because God don't see it too. He don't use the beginning when the Honorable Member said the content. And since last year, God don't put on my heart. We can construct this road for we back. The road, well, especially transportation-wise, if you call taxi, as you say, 10 better, I see they're not going to take you safe. And if fortunate you're able to get one, it costs you a lot. But now we thank God, even though we're not complete it safe. But this first phase we don't see, at least we thank God now. Because they see even Keke themselves, they come up with it.
We appreciate this donation. We go help we for continue with this project. We now a project we make an open air hall and also a play center. So the open air all day, it go there for the one whole community, the school the way they inside, the school the way they around, people the way they around, where they go and get them business then and function them, it go there for them. The play area back go there for the picking them. So it's something we get for serve the community as a whole. So we glad the way you can identify yourself with a project like this. And we promise you that anything we do now this church we deliver. Okay. We will promise you that in the shortest possible time, we will call you back again. We will can do the grand reopening for we by God's own power.
The donated items were distributed among community members at Stegmatown and Congo Town. For Star News in Freetown, George Elliott Sam reporting.
The past and present members of the Sierra Leone-China Friendship Society has held a one-day symposium co-hosted by Sierra Leone-China Foundation and the Chinese Embassy in Sierra Leone. The ceremony was held at the Zion Center Old Road Shell in the east end of the city. Admire Samai takes up the story.
The chairman of the Sierra Leone-China Foundation, Mohamed Kamara, said the symposium drew participants from a broad spectrum of society and institutions, and among other things, which they looked at critical issues of Chinese investment in Sierra Leone, the China support to Sierra Leone in a variety of areas, and the need to strengthen the Sierra Leone-China Foundation. He explains more.
That symposium drew participants from a broad spectrum of society and institutions, and among other things, looked at the critical issue of Chinese investment in Sierra Leone, the need to create the unhindered space for those investment opportunities, the examination of relevant national immigration and investment laws and regulations, China's support to Sierra Leone in a variety of areas, and the need to strengthen or cement the Sierra Leone-China friendship or relation. Distinguished participants, ladies and gentlemen, Africa in general and Sierra Leone in particular stand a greater chance of benefiting from China in different areas of development. The statistics regarding China's contribution in helping governments in Sierra Leone achieve their overall policy objectives and endowment. Most of Sierra Leone's blockbuster infrastructural development have been undertaken or done by Chinese Congo or through Chinese government support.
Ambassador of China to Sierra Leone and the Ambassador of Sierra Leone to China also joined the symposium in a Zoom conference. This is what they have to say.
Land market secondary coverage, so-called garbage and trucks, the VVIP motorcade convoy, the VIP lounge overhaul refurbishment in Longi International Airport, hundreds of Chinese government scholarships, thousands of personnel trainings, thousands of pounds of rice aid, and large quantities of medical assistance, as well as continued agricultural technical cooperation. Just to mention some. Such cooperation has always been aimed at improving the well-being of our two peoples. Our solidarity and friendship was further enhanced, especially by our cooperation in hard times like the Ebola epidemic in 2014 to 2015, the mudslide disaster in 2017, and the current COVID-19 pandemic. Lastly, in February, when China was in its hardest time of fighting COVID-19, I received a lot of greetings and showing of solidarity from the government and people of Sierra Leone.
This occasion, my sincere thanks and profound gratitude go to Ambassador Hu and his staff for offering me this opportunity to retrospect on some of the major milestones of China-Sierra Leone friendship, as well as to prospect on them. The event is clearly a pace setter for celebration of the golden jubilee of the establishment of diplomatic relations between both countries. Retrospectively, both countries established diplomatic relations on the 29th July 1971, and ever since then, the relationship between both sides has flourished, growing in leaps and bounds.
Admire Samai reporting for STARTV News.
And now to round up the national news, let's turn our attention to sport. The male side of the Sierra Leone Basketball Association will face the Guinean counterpart in an international friendly on the 14th of February in the Guinean capital, Conakry. This is according to the head coach of the team, Alhaji Arun Sise. For more on that, let's join Hilton John.
Thanks to ESC, welcome for today's sporting news. The Sierra Leone Basketball Association national male team will engage Guinea national basketball team in an international friendly. It's going to be conducted about the sport in the country. It has been very difficult to see active performance from basketball players at the Sheikh Stadium. Ahead of the trip in Guinea, according to the head coach of the Sierra Leone basketball national team, Alhaji Arun Sise, they are faced with challenges ahead of the competition. Ahead of the friendly, he has called on the Ministry of Sports to the National Sport Authority and corporate institution to see how to come to the aid of the team. Here is a report by Isabella Stan.
Basketball is not a popular sport across the country due to negligence from the executive headed by Joseph Nyande, who is the president of the association, served as the Secretary General of the National Olympic Committee. Notwithstanding that the association athletes passionate about basketball development, they always give their tremendous support in extending discipline across the country, but faced with financial difficulties. The national basketball male team will engage the Guinean basketball team in an international friendlies on the 14th February 2021 in Guinea. Since the ban on sporting activities across the country by the Ministry of Sport as a precautionary measures to eradicate the pandemic was instituted, basketball was not seen actively played for the past months. The past weeks, the national team of the association has begun effective training at the Siaka Stevens Stadium basketball court. According to the head coach of the Sierra Leone Basketball Association, Alhaji Arun Sise, the team is in readiness ahead of the international friendlies against Guinea national basketball team. He is very happy for such opportunities provided.
Well, we get lots and lots of challenges when we come back. As you can see, we don't go out of the game for 11 months, where we don't miss a lot. And you know, say basketball are one of the games that are daily drive some of the players, you know, so we know they are indoor facility. So as soon as they lift the ban, we try for come and begin training as soon as possible.
We still not begin training. How important is this ongoing training?
Well, this training, we get an invitation to a group we call SPD for play international friendly match against Guinea-Conakry.
Let's have a talk about the training session. Since with these basketball players return back to the field, what are general assessment?
Well, so far so good. They don't pick up because we may at the peak of the season where we get this ban on sports. But now we don't do conditioning. Now we try for getting the basic fundamental team, technical tactics, and team gameplay, offense, defense. Now we try for this now.
Your assessment about these athletes? Huh?
Well, gradually we are building. You know, say for go off the game for 10 months, it's not easy. But gradually we are trying to build up.
How important is this friendly coming up?
Well, very, very important because one, it will make me know the level where we did because Guinea, as it is now, at the sub-region, are one of the team that we just don't step up and they participate in all competition and we know able to reach their standards and so if they call we, it's a big plus to us so that we will showcase waiting we get now and foresee the level of the players then they.
He further stated that the association currently faced with financial difficulties ahead of the friendly, a call on the NSC and the MOS to help them to honor the trip.
Well, Daniel has always been a challenge, but with the help of the federation, we don't receive small thing now we use for training. We don't get to budget to NSA and we don't get a meeting with them. We wait for them to adhere to the call and they don't give you the go ahead for the friendly. So as it is now, we don't get a green light to the try now for all we wait for now for the funds and the support from government.
When for the friendly match?
Well, it gets to be February 14. We left there at 12, 13, 14. With just one game we'll go for go play. Then we will return back. Just one friendly match.
In the ongoing tour now, are they faced with challenges?
Yes, lots and lots of challenges. As you see, it's in happening here. So right now, with the type we use, we little resources we get. Following we were able to overcome all them challenges. And but so far so good. The boys they do well. And then they follow instruction. Me and the technical team, as you see, we build up the skills, tactics, techniques. Follow we will go face them people because it's a big challenge. The team will go face so right now. Then they at the peak of the league in basketball, and then at the playoff finals. And you see, they don't play tension and they don't ever get stopped. So it's a big challenge for us.
Basketball is not much seen across the country, although some of the basketball players have done better to popularize the sport, but with no positive results. The team is expected to depart the shores of Sierra Leone on the 12th February 2021 ahead of the friendly. For STARTV Sport in Freetown, I am Isabella Stanley.
Thanks to Isabella for that report. We wish them all the best. We'll continue to give you updates about the basketball team preparing for an international friend. Although basketball is not seen across the country, one will be asking the question, is it the negligence out of duty from the point of the executive, headed by Joseph Nyande, who is the Secretary General of the National Olympic Committee and also serves as the president of the association. The Sierra Leone under-17 made sign has departed Freetown for Conakry, Guinea. They will be part of the MRI test to compete in the Zone A qualifies African Cup of Nations under-17 competition that will be staged now in Senegal. More of that will be coming up in our next news bulletin. So wish the boys all the best. So that's all for sports for today's edition. Back to you, Yessi, in the studio.
Many thanks, Hilton, for giving us that update in sport. Well, viewers, that's how we draw the curtains for today's edition of the National News. I am Yessi Ernest Hallowell. Many thanks for watching and do continue to stay with us.